While Clive is working hard to harness his rage, Gary Glowacki knows all too well what happens when someone cannot. He runs the Bridge Prison Ministry, helping ex-prisoners reintegrate into the outside world. He's on his way to see inmate Yuri Bobika, who brutally murdered his wife. Gary still remembers when he first saw the news on TV.
The police were escorting Yuri away from the crime scene. He had on a white t-shirt and handcuffs, and there was blood all over him, and he was wailing loudly like an animal in shock.
It wasn't Yuri's first act of wrath. He already served jail time for assaulting his wife. During that time, his wife realized she had had enough and divorced him. But Yuri could not let go. Upon his prison release, he still believed that he, his wife, and their child could once again be a family.
When I heard that we never be back together, at that instant I made that decision. That decision was affected by my overwhelming rage, uncontrollable rage.
The biggest predictors of when men kill their romantic partners are, one, when it has finally sunk into his mind that she is leaving him and it's irreconcilable. She's not coming back. The second is if she commits an infidelity and he discovers that infidelity.
And there was a car, and the driver's seat, the door was open, and the man was sitting there, and she's on the sidewalk. Is my wife falling in love with another man? I felt scared and hopeless and powerless and again rejected, abandoned.
Evolutionary science is now showing that the profound loss Yuri felt has led many into committing the darkest crime of passion known to man.
Murder is part of all of us. We are all capable of murder.
I've often thought that nature has overdone it. The way people suffer when they have been rejected in love is astonishing. But from a Darwinian perspective, we've lost life's greatest prize, which is a mating partner and a parenting partner.
Helen Fisher's brain research reveals the loss of a lover can lead many humans to become excessively attached to their ex-lovers and even stalk them.
I and my colleagues have now put 15 people who had just been rejected in love into a brain scanner to see what happens in the brain when you've really been dumped. And indeed, a great many brain regions become activated. Perhaps most important is a long pathway associated with addiction, profound addiction. You are addicted to this person. So when you've been rejected in love, you remain profoundly in love with this person, deeply attached to them, in physical pain, and wildly craving that individual. That's not a good combination.
Those feelings, they started to build up. They basically gripped me till the night when I murdered my wife. I felt hot. I felt like my whole body is shaking, and I'm getting electrocuted. I was very tense. I was totally paralyzed by some fear, grip, and I'm not denying that I didn't make decision, that choice, particular choice to attack my wife and start to stab her with that knife which I had in my head.
After forcing his way into her apartment, Yuri viciously stabbed his estranged wife 32 times in front of his 13-year-old son.
I believe I was just screaming at that point over there because for what I've done. I just was screaming. I couldn't understand how I did it. And my son is there, and I was just shouting, "Don't let him see her, don't let him see her."
I would say murder is one of the most chilling acts of evil that we have ever, because you've taken something that can never be replaced.
Every single human being is a child of God. Every single human being is created in the image of God.
No one is lost. No one is not a human being. They're broken, they're damaged, they can be dangerous human beings, but they're human beings.